Hey everyone, I'm the Lone Wolf, and welcome back to SCP Secret Files. Now, in the last episode, we did a story based on SCP-701, the Hanged King's Tragedy. Alright, so let's see what we've got next. Appendix 0421-2012. So the 21st of April, I should say. Object is an irregular clay pot with a height of 23 centimeters and a diameter of 28 centimeters. But do not be fooled by its appearance. It is an organism, a womb. Yes, an earthen womb. SCP-660 may be safely stored in a standard safe deposit box, provided its mouth remains covered with an inert perspex disc and sealed with tamper-proof tape. Log of tests involving human experimentation with SCP-660. Lab Report 660-A. Sample condition. Skin flap harvested from the left thigh of the cadaver of D612. Donor was healthy in all respects prior to death. Sample use. Tissue sample left in SCP-660 for 2 months. Duration. Result. Daily biopsies indicate viability of sample. Cell samples taken from tissue graft are cultured in vitro, revealing a predisposition towards precancerous and cancerous growth. Lab Report 660-B. Sample condition. Skin flap harvested from the left thigh of... Didn't I really read this? To different scenarios, same cadaver. Tissue sample left in SCP-660 for 2 months duration, then grafted onto the torso of a D-class personnel with 2nd and 3rd degree burns. The recipient's anomaly testing record had no contraindications with SCP-660. Result: tissue graft takes without complication. Healing accordingly to usual steps of adherence. Serum inhibition and revascularization, however, as is common with severe burns cases. The compromised skin barrier led to infection and eventual fatal septic shock. Post-mortem biopsy and analysis indicate skin graft would have returned to full histological structure and function had the recipient survived. What is going on with my reading and speaking today? Lab Report 660-C. Sample condition: live member of musculus house mouse. BALB-C strain acquired for laboratory testing. By use of SCP, the consciousness of D614 was implanted into the specimen. D614 was chosen for his demonstrated resistance to negative effects of prolonged isolation and sensory deprivation. Specimen left in 660 for 2 months duration. Result: unusually, SCP was incapable of restoring D614's consciousness to its original body. After removal from 660. A computer interface was developed to facilitate two-way communication with D614. An interview has conducted once D614 was familiarized with this interface. An excerpt is included below. I guess I'll have to take your word for it. And how did that feel? Suffocating and stretching. Could you be more specific? How the hell do you think it felt? Even mice need to grow and move and live. Every part of me was straining, but I was stuck. I thought I would explode. Full contents of the interview are classified. An autopsy revealed precancerous growth throughout the mouse's body. Oh, there's multiple things I can click on. Right arm lost in traumatic amputation just beneath the elbow. D778 was severely injured in an incident involving SCP. Lost limb recovered as part of cleanup operation. Subject would not have survived immediate reattachment surgery due to other injuries involving severe vascular compromise. Severed extremity preserved in SCP-660 in bid to preserve tissue viability. Result: right arm successfully reattached to previous owner. Subject reports return of sensation. What am I reading? Hang on. Subject reports return of sensation in fingers of right hand, contrary to poor prognosis due to severe tissue avulsion and nerve damage sustained in initial injury. Biopsy reveals little to no precancerous cell growth. Transplant ruled a tentative success. D778 has been retained for further observation. Retained. That's the right word. Yeah. Addendum. Human testing with SCP-660 is suspended due to the sudden death of D778 from teratoma with malignant transformation. I've seen fetus in fetu before, but never have I had one try to grab my probe during an autopsy. Oh. Dr. Grayson. Oh, that's what Dr. Grayson said. Appendix. 30th of... I don't know. As of today, SCP-6601 has been neutralized. SCP-660 no longer exhibits any other forms or shapes. It has been reclassified as safe by the Foundation. Research on SCP-6601 will be transferred to the Research Institute. Details available to personnel with clearance level 4660. Okay, so it can bring dead things back to life? Oh, I just gotta drag them all in here. Whoa. Do I need to read all that? I don't think so. I think this is what comes straight from the SCP website. What was that? There was a clicky sound. Oh, I've got a... I'll put this in and that'll... SCP-143 are trees? Is it a forest? Oh no, that's a lot to read. Now I'll put this in, and I'll just read what comes up here. Put all this in, and then I'll read the archive side. SCP-143, Object Class Euclid, Special Containment Procedures. SCP-143 is to be contained in the valley adjacent to Bioresearch Area 12, an area over 2 square kilometers. Area surrounding SCP-143 for up to 20 kilometers, and all lines of sight from the surrounding hilltops are to be denied public access. SCP-143 is to be watered twice every day on a regular basis via a large sprinkler system. Unless already watered by a local precipitation, personnel are not allowed to enter the enclosure without Level 4 administrative clearance. and are advised not to touch any of SCP-1. Is this the tree that turns you into a tree? Not advised to touch any of SCP-143, nor stand beneath them unless wearing proper protective gear. It is important that no one be within the containment area when SCP-143 begins to shed. However, after the shedding has concluded, the collection of the fallen petals for testing purposes has been authorized by the project director. See SCP-143 testing log. Description: SCP-143 is a plantation of 300 specimens of a unique type of tree. The trees are similar in appearance to Prunus ex Yedonis, that word, Japanese sakura, or cherry blossoms. They bear no fruit, and the only known way of reproduction is by careful own root propagation using cut samplings from an older sample. The petals are a light pinkish color, slightly translucent, and with a texture of smooth glass. Care must be taken when handling the petals, as their edges are razor sharp and can easily slice through flesh if mishandled. The wood and bark are a light greyish color, with a texture expected of wood, although the grain is very smooth to the touch. However, the petals and wood of these trees are much harder than most natural or man-made substances, reaching up to 5,000 HB on the Brinell scale, and withstanding temperatures of up to 1,800 degrees Celsius. That is incredibly hot. The weight-to-strength ratio surpasses even that of titanium, being some 15% lighter than aluminum. Despite this hardness, the wood and petals are quite supple and are as pliable as most woods are. Both are notoriously difficult to work due to their properties, but under high temperatures, upwards of 1,500 degrees Celsius, separate pieces are capable of being fused together. They make excellent armor, shielding, and weapons. Due to the slow growth of the plants, the material is slow to harvest. Although the petals are shed regularly enough, falling from the trees twice every year. Why am I failing to talk today? So is this all I'm doing? I'll put it all in here and then we'll do the... Item SCP-261, Object Class Safe, Special Containment Procedures. That's not too much to read. Any access to SCP-261 must be approved by staff with Level 2 security clearance or higher. Any and all items dispensed by SCP-261 must be recorded, along with the amount of money entered. 261. Isn't it? Wait, 261, that's the vending machine, isn't it? The one that can get you anything? Hang on. Yeah, it's the vending machine that can literally make anything. Alright, well this one's familiar then. Yeah. Where was I? Currently, SCP-261 may be used only 10 times in a 24-hour period, with no transaction exceeding the equivalent of 500 Japanese yen. Testing approved by Site Command is not under these restrictions. Items dispensed by SCP-261 should be reviewed by site health and safety officials before consumption. Failure to do so releases the Foundation from any obligation regarding negative effects. Items deemed dangerous or useful to research will be confiscated by site security, with financial compensation provided in proportion to money spent. Description: SCP-261 appears to be a large black vending machine with no front glass panel and a small keypad on the right side. SCP-261 was recovered in Yokohama, Japan. SCP-261 was brought to the Foundation's attention after investigation of an urban legend about a magic vending machine that was circulating on the internet. SCP-261 was found in a back alley behind a large shopping center, with a handwritten sign saying "out of order" in Japanese taped to it. SCP-261 has no marks or identification of any kind, and no locals remember when or how it came to be in its current location. Internally, Why is that green? That writing's in green. Internally, SCP-261 appears to be a basic vending machine equipped to vend foods and beverage items. Okay, so I don't think I need to read all this, do I? So it's just a magic vending machine. Alright, so what's going on now? I should get a profile picture. Monthly lecture? So it all takes place on the computer. Whoa. That's a crazy little staticky picture. Alright, let's see what this one's about. See, I'm thinking that all that reading's probably boring for yous. You guys want to see the actual game, not me just reading pages for the first 20 minutes.
There are many stories in this world. Some are read widely all over the world. Some are hidden in dust and known only by a handful of people. Today I'm going to tell you a story no one else has heard before. A real story of mystery and wonder and adventure. And then you too will become the guardian of this story. The story takes place in a world of long ago. The hero of our story is a little boy. His name is Daniel.
Isn't that the house I just entered?
One day, out of nowhere, Daniel got a serious case of chickenpox. It made him look like a strawberry. To make sure he didn't spread it to others, Mrs. Page, the principal, had him isolate in an attic. And so, in the attic he lived, all on his own.
Mr. Daniel, while up here in this attic, you'll have plenty of time to practice your penny whistle. I hope you practice well and prepare for next month's art festival.
But Mrs. Page, the melody is so difficult.
Don't give up, boy. You don't give up before you fight.
Daniel was reluctant at first, but he trusted Mrs. Page, and he knew he should listen. And so he practiced the penny whistle.
Oh, I actually have to do something. Oh. Yay, I did it!
Suddenly, he heard some strange noises in the corner of the attic.
Huh? Who's there?
Daniel decided to go over and take a look.
Oh! I'm actually playing now.
It was a mousetrap, and there was a red origami paper dragon inside of it. Daniel carefully removed it.
But how did
It
a
was
paper dragon
marvelous
get in there?
and beautiful. The only problem was part of its wing was damaged. But Daniel found a way to repair it.
Oh, I've actually got a... Yeah, but I don't want to use... I want to...
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
What do you want me to do?
Mm-mm.
Do I...
Mm-mm.
Do I staple it?
Mm-mm.
What do you want me to do? Oh, I'm looking at the wrong side. Well, that... I thought the right wing was damaged. I didn't see the left.
Daniel held the repaired paper dragon high up in the air, imagining that it soared over all the world below. He played and played with the paper dragon.
Wee! Woo! Dragon! Soar!
In the warm afternoon sun, Daniel had to fight his eyelids just to keep them open.
Could it be? Or is this all just a dream?
Well, I don't know.
The next day, with boredom and loneliness weighing him down, he began to fiddle with the old radio.
Our town is located in the plains, where earthquakes are not particularly common. Although there are 17 fault zones around us, they are all inactive.
Okay, that's helpful.
A scrunched up ball of paper rolled over to his feet.
Where did this paper ball come from?
Just as Daniel went to pick it up, the ball suddenly came to life, and it rolled away. Daniel chased after it.
Come on, I'm gonna get you. Oh, come on, just stay still. How is it moving this quick? I was... Okay, I'm trying to grab it. It's not grabbing it.
Just as he was about to seize the rolling paper ball, suddenly, terrible sparks erupted from it.
Oh.
Before his very eyes, the paper ball began to grow, bigger and bigger. At that moment, a red figure suddenly appeared. The red figure quickly subdued the paper ball and threw it into a cardboard box. Daniel studied the red figure carefully.
It's the same paper dragon.
It had a sticker on its fluttering wing. It was the paper dragon.
I wasn't dreaming. Thank you for saving me.
Daniel was grateful and very happy. He walked closer to the paper dragon, but the paper dragon seemed timid and afraid and backed away. Just then, Daniel had an idea. He took out his penny whistle and slowly played a tune.
Oh, really? I've got to do this again? Oh.
The paper dragon enjoyed the sound very much. It began to move along with the rhythm, flipping up and down in the air. Soon the two were playing and dancing, just like old friends.
Wait, what's happening?
The paper dragon traced out a beautiful arc in the air, communicating with Daniel in a unique way.
My cherished friend, after many long years, we finally meet again. Tell me, how has your family been? A great thank you for playing that music for me.
What?
You know how I love the beautiful rhythm of that instrument. But we ought to take precautions, as the room is not stable. Do you still remember how the room works? You're welcome to visit anytime.
The piece of paper then changed back
What is
into
he-
the shape of a paper
What is
dragon
going on?
and flew into the cardboard box. The box closed shut, and a calm silence was restored to the attic.
I'm not familiar with this SCP. I really don't know what's going on.
Daniel rushed to find a watercolor pen and marked the box with excitement in his fingertips.
Ah, here be dragons, it's gonna say, right? Yep. Okay, so I've heard of this one. Now that I know what it is.
Over the next few days, the paper dragon came out often to play with Daniel. During this time, Daniel introduced many of his friends to the paper dragon.
That cat's name is Mrs. Carter. Ever since I secretly fed her some fish for dinner, we've been good friends. That's Duke, Mrs. Jessica's pet. He doesn't like rainy days or Mrs. Carter. Only smoked sausages fit his taste. And now, we are friends too. My name is Daniel. What's your name?
The paper dragon flapped its wings, as if it didn't understand him.
Well, since you like the sound of the penny whistle so much, why don't I just call you Penny? I'll keep practicing to make it sound better.
Daniel and Penny then played baseball together in the attic.
Let's play cat.
How is that going to work? Oh. Okay, so it works somehow. Oh, I can move again. Can I throw it at the window?
But just as they were in the middle of enjoying themselves, a violent shaking suddenly rose from the ground.
The stubborn earthquake is back at it, folks, and it seems even stronger than last time.
At this moment, the box suddenly shot open, and thick clouds of smoke billowed out, followed by several paper balls. Penny attacked the paper balls without a moment's hesitation and promptly threw them back into the box. Penny then flew around in front of Daniel and rushed right back into the box. As the box closed, the earthquake stopped. Facing a friend's farewell without a formal goodbye, Daniel felt confused and lost. He moved the box to the center of the attic. Facing it, he practiced his penny whistle day in and day out. As the days went by, Daniel's playing became smoother. One day, the box suddenly began to move.
Oh no, a paper ball.
Huh?
1, 2, 3, 4. This time there were 4 paper dragons. But they weren't alone. Enemies began to jump out of the box too.
Oh no.
Earthquake! Another earthquake! This time it's reached a magnitude of 5.8!
In that small attic, the 4 paper dragons fought fiercely against the paper balls. This time, the paper balls used new tactics. They clumped together into a single monstrous ball of paper. It began to shoot strong bursts of electric sparks at the paper dragons as they flew through the air. As they were hit, the paper dragons fell from the air, one after the other. Seeing the injured paper dragons, Daniel felt very distressed and anxious. Just then, one of the paper dragons painfully started to fly and gathered the remainder of its power. The paper dragon transformed into a great beam of light and dove straight down to pierce through the monstrous paper ball. And then came another paper dragon. The monstrous paper ball was blasted to bits, exploding into smaller paper balls. Trembling, they struggled to escape back into the box. The sacrificed paper dragons were reduced to swirling shreds of paper,
Oh.
and a silence pervaded. Peace and tranquility were restored once again to the attic. Daniel saw the remaining 2 paper dragons lying on the floor, badly wounded. He rushed to grab some stickers and treated them at once.
Whoa, that's a bright box.
Suddenly, countless paper dragons began to gush from the box. The 2 wounded paper dragons were repaired and began to fly. Like 2 colored threads, they merged with the other dragons, flying in unison. The dragons moved like a tide, flying freely through the attic. Daniel eagerly took out his penny whistle. He showed all his paper dragon friends the results of his hard work and practice.
I'm hitting them, I swear. So I missed a few.
In the sweet melody of his playing, Daniel felt himself enter into the world of dragons.
So they're real dragons in the box and paper dragons out of the box. So what are the paper balls inside the box then?
The paper dragons merged into a long letter and floated down towards Daniel to tell their story.
After the last war, the fantasy world enjoyed a long spell of peace and stability. But now, the giants have returned. They have launched ferocious attacks, trying to invade your world through the room. We are prepared to launch the final defense. Then we will have to destroy your room, for it is the last remaining entryway into your world. Please believe this farewell will only be temporary. We will not be apart forever, and we will never forget our eternal mission of protecting you.
At that moment, the paper dragons flew back into the box. Daniel still couldn't fully understand what the paper dragons had meant, but he had a vague feeling in his heart that he may never see his new friends again. A few days later, Daniel's chickenpox had fully recovered. He could now play the penny whistle very, very well. But the paper dragons never returned.
That's a bit sad.
Maybe it was time to leave and move on.
Earthquake warning! Magnitude 6.2! A massive earthquake is hitting our town! All townspeople, please leave your houses immediately and move to safe open spaces!
Just then, countless paper dragons shot from the cardboard box. However, it seemed like they were under attack, spinning and falling through the air in confusion.
What's happening?
Daniel quickly grabbed the stickers out from his bag and did his best to heal the injured paper dragons.
How am I gonna heal them all? Oh, only some of them survive. Come on, come on. Oh my god.
But the paper balls swarmed together and pushed Daniel away, subduing him firmly in the corner. He couldn't move. Suddenly, ominous clouds rose from the box, and a violent lightning
Oh, what is
flashed
that?
through the room. The figure of a giant slowly emerged from the thick clouds, and the entire attic became overwhelmed with its evil aura.
The earthquake is growing stronger, now with a magnitude of 7.1. Heaven almighty, are we doomed?
Probably.
The giant unleashed its power maniacally. The paper dragon struggled against it, with no means of fighting back. At this critical moment, two paper dragons shined brilliantly. Together, they heroically crashed their bodies into the giant. Daniel thought the giant had been defeated by the paper dragons, but soon he found that things would probably not be so simple.
So what's gonna happen?
The figure could still be seen in the thick smoke, looking evil and terrible. The attacks of the paper dragons had had no effect, and the giant had only grown stronger. It fought back with a new ferocity. The paper dragons were simply no match for it.
The earthquake is growing stronger still! The greatest disaster this town has seen in over 100 years! My heavens! Will this nightmare ever end?
Maybe one day.
With the paper dragons now all but defeated, Daniel spotted a frail figure in the distance.
That's the first
It
one.
was Penny. It flew gently in front of Daniel and affectionately rubbed its head against his fingers, as if this whole crisis had never happened. Daniel felt like Penny was trying to tell him something, but he didn't quite understand what. Penny then left Daniel and soared into the air with a determination in its wings. Suddenly, the other paper dragons seemed to be summoned. They flew through the air, all
Oh, what's
together
going on
in
now?
unison, responding to the call without an ounce of hesitation. At that moment, Penny turned into a great red beam and rushed fast towards the giant. The other dragons followed, shining together like a shooting star. At that moment, Daniel seemed to see a real dragon flying.
No!
A huge explosion from the impact drowned out everything else in the attic. The attic rained down with countless pieces of paper, the leftover scraps of the paper dragons. Daniel wanted to collect all of the pieces. He thought he could still fix them.
Oh, can't he? Where are the other pieces? There's that one. Any more?
war is over. The earthquake has stopped. With God's mercy, our town is safe. We thank you, Lord, for your protection.
A few days later, the art festival was held as scheduled. Daniel attended the show with his penny whistle.
Don't make me play it again.
And now, Daniel Trevor will perform a penny whistle solo of a song titled
They're gonna make me
Fly
do it,
With Me.
aren't they? Yep. This isn't gonna go well. Well, if there's a piano, then it's not a solo. Oh.
And that's how the story ends. Now, you might be wondering, what happened next? Are there still paper dragons in the world? Well, that's a difficult question to answer. But I believe that they are still protecting us somewhere in this world, just like they promised they would, forever, into eternity.
Just got an achievement called Here Were Dragons. So has it changed? Dr. Daniel. So it's SCP-1762. And it's still silent. Yeah, I thought he didn't do it either. Wow. Alright, we get it. Jeez. Oh wow. A month. I've been here for a month now, and I am now entirely adjusted to the job. Though the content of my work is to simply process archive files, it is work that will never bore me. A few absurd jokes aside, most of the archives are really rather fascinating. I have been having hallucinations lately. I feel like someone is calling me, a voice low and uncertain. They seem to be trying to communicate with me, but I cannot understand a single word they say. In fact, I had planned on seeing a doctor, but Zoe told me it was the typical rookie syndrome and would clear up in a few days. I certainly hope that is the case. Alright, well, I think that'll do it for this one. Yeah, just be more archiving later and then probably another story. Wait, what is that? 61 instances of gender reversal were recorded? What? There's an SCP that can do that? Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. This wasn't exactly the sort of video that I thought it was going to go. I thought it was going to be another sort of spooky one, but I guess not all SCPs have to be scary. Some of them can be weird, strange, friendly paper dragons. I have no idea what's going to be next, so I guess we'll find out in the next one of these. If you liked the video, you can leave a like. Tell me your thoughts down in the comments below, and if you want to see more just like this, and you don't want to miss anything, you can always subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.